There's something wrong with the picture when you tell teachers who simply want to buy some supplies for their students that they're not going to be able to deduct $250. Come on, give me a break. While at the same time giving the rich more money.
This is Tara Graham reporting for the Real News Network here in Baltimore City, Maryland. Graduate students, the homeless, small business owners. This diverse group has gathered with Indivisible Baltimore to discuss the GOP tax cut plan, which they believe will not meet their needs. As the Republican tax plan heads to a vote, the rhetoric offered to sell the proposal has been focused on help for the middle class. But in Baltimore at a town hall to discuss the implications of the bill, the middle class appeared to be in the crosshairs.
This fraud of $4,000 raise when the corporations, who obviously believe, it's incredible that anyone believes it.
The tax plan itself is replete with breaks for the top 1%, a big cut for large corporations, and the elimination of the estate tax for all but the wealthiest.
Congress's own Joint Committee on Taxation revealed that anyone who earns less than $75,000 per year will actually see their net income go down under this proposal.
A piece of legislation that will heighten the country's already historic income inequality, which is why the progressive political group Indivisible organized this gathering Monday to not just delve into the details, but to help people share their personal stories to explain how a single piece of Republican legislation could wreak havoc on their lives.
And all these cuts with the Trump tax plan are going to create a lot more homelessness in Baltimore, and we already don't have the capacity to deal with the homeless people we already have.
Stories like a Johns Hopkins doctoral student who will lose a key tax break that will make her studies unaffordable.
I would like to preface it by saying I'm really fortunate to be pursuing a PhD and realize it's an incredible privilege. In order to do that, though, I rely on a tuition waiver. And what that means is that every year, annually, my tuition to Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health is waived, and I'm not taxed on that tuition money. So each year I pay tax on my stipend, which is about $22,000, but I'm not taxed on that tuition money, which is about $52,000. However, with the proposed bill, if it were to pass, I would be taxed on about a $75,000 annual income and would only end up with a take-home pay of about $5,000 annually.
Or affordable housing advocates that say a key tax incentive in the bill will only exacerbate the city's lack of low-income housing.
Some of the largest funding sources that help to preserve the existing affordable housing or develop new affordable housing, those resources like low-income housing tax credit and government-issued bonds, those will be diminished, and because we're already facing a tremendous housing crisis where so many people throughout the city and beyond are facing housing instability, it's going to be a huge loss.
Or a small business owner who may not be able to afford health insurance due to Republican plans to cut the Obamacare mandate.
Well, they're going to repeal the mandate, I understand, is the proposed, and so that will again throw the exchange market into chaos, which I participate in the healthcare exchange in Maryland, and I just in fact got my notice that my premiums are going up by a lot.
And 2 Baltimore special education teachers who are forced to buy supplies for their students, but will now lose a tax credit to help ease the cost.
The current tax code allows teachers to deduct $250 from the taxes, which is a thankful offset. We appreciate that. Even with this deduction, often, more times than not, that's already spent by even the first day of school, if not exceeded. And the tax break does allow us to then put that money back into schools for the next year. And it's especially true here in Baltimore City, where so many of our students are already low income, parents, students alike. And it's already difficult for them alone to afford the resources and the materials that we would also be getting for them as well.
It was a myriad of stories that transcended politics and revealed the human toll of what many called a short-sighted policy that will leave a country even more divided and unequal.
And apparently this is a group, as Sarbanes was just saying, that seem like they don't value the things that we value.
This is Tara Graham and Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland.